Ever been in a situation where your emotions got the best of you? Maybe you snapped at someone without meaning to, or you found yourself overwhelmed by stress when you needed to stay calm. The truth is, our emotions shape everything: how we think, how we react, and how we connect with others. And here's the kicker: if you can recognize and manage your emotions, you're already way ahead in the game. That's where emotional intelligence comes in. Today, I'll show you how mastering this skill can change how you handle your emotions and even how you connect with others. Let's break it down. Emotional intelligence isn't just about controlling your emotions. It's about understanding them. Think of your emotions like a dashboard in a car. Each one is a signal telling you something important. Anger? Maybe it's showing you that something feels unfair. Anxiety? A signal that there's uncertainty ahead. Instead of ignoring these emotions or letting them drive the car, the goal is to recognize them, interpret the signal, and respond with intention. The first step to building emotional intelligence is simple but often overlooked. Name what you feel. Most of us tend to lump everything under broad categories like stress or frustration. But the more specific you can be, the more control you gain. Are you feeling annoyed? Or are you disappointed? Identifying your exact emotion helps you address it more effectively. It's like aiming at a target. If you don't know what you're feeling, it's hard to know what to do about it. Once you've named your emotions, the next step is to create a pause. When emotions hit, your instinct is to react immediately. But here's a game-changing trick. When you feel overwhelmed, take a breath. Literally, just pause for a moment. This small gap between feeling and reacting gives your brain a chance to catch up, putting you back in control. Think of it as pressing the pause button on your emotions, so you respond thoughtfully instead of reacting impulsively. And here's where it gets even more interesting. Emotional intelligence isn't just about you. It's also about reading and responding to the emotions of others. Have you ever walked into a room and felt the tension without anyone saying a word? That's emotional intelligence at work. People's emotions leak through their tone, body language, and even their silence. If you can recognize these signals, you gain a powerful advantage. You can respond in a way that builds trust and connection. Here's a trick. When someone else is upset, avoid jumping straight to solutions. Instead, reflect their emotions. For example, say, "It sounds like you're feeling really frustrated about this." This technique, called emotional mirroring, makes the other person feel heard, which often calms them down. It's not about fixing their problem. It's about showing that you understand how they feel. And once they feel heard, they're more likely to engage with you constructively. Now, let's talk about managing stress. Life throws curveballs at all of us, and stress is inevitable. But emotionally intelligent people know how to ride the waves instead of being swallowed by them. The trick? Reframe the situation. Instead of thinking, "This is a disaster," shift your perspective to, "This is a challenge, and I'll figure it out." It sounds simple, but this mental shift has a massive impact. When you reframe a stressful situation, you change how your brain interprets it. And suddenly, what felt overwhelming becomes manageable. Another key part of emotional intelligence is empathy. It's the ability to understand what others are feeling, even when they're not saying it outright. But empathy isn't just about being kind, it's a strategic tool. When you empathize with someone, you gain insights into their motivations and needs, which allows you to respond effectively. In the workplace, empathy can be the difference between resolving a conflict smoothly and letting it spiral out of control. Here's a practical way to develop empathy. Ask more questions. Instead of assuming you know how someone feels, ask them a simple, "How are you feeling about this?" Opens the door for deeper conversations and builds stronger connections. And when people feel understood, they're more likely to respect and trust you. Let's not forget one of the most powerful elements of emotional intelligence: self-compassion. We often judge ourselves harshly when emotions get the better of us. But here's the thing: everyone gets overwhelmed sometimes. It's part of being human. Instead of beating yourself up, treat yourself with the same kindness you'd offer a friend. When you practice self-compassion, you build emotional resilience, making it easier to bounce back from setbacks. And here's a bonus tip: develop emotional agility. Life is unpredictable, and emotions will come and go. The goal isn't to suppress your emotions, but to flow with them. When things go wrong, acknowledge how you feel, but don't get stuck in it. Ask yourself, what's the next best step I can take? This ability to move through emotions and keep going is what sets emotionally intelligent people apart. To recap, start by naming your emotions to gain clarity. Pause before reacting and reframe stressful situations to regain control. Practice empathy by asking questions and reflecting emotions. And don't forget to show yourself compassion along the way. Build emotional agility to stay flexible and keep moving forward. Emotional intelligence isn't just a skill, it's a superpower. It allows you to navigate tough situations, connect with others on a deeper level, and manage stress without losing your cool. If this video gave you new insights, hit that like button, subscribe, and share it with someone who could use a little emotional boost. Stay sharp, stay centered, and I'll see you in the next one.